What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to give you a good overview of what is happening with Lucid, what the data points are saying, and where things might be going. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that, let's get right to it. So it does appear right now being down 4.3%. A lot of last minute jitters going into their earnings later today is happening. So unfortunately, from what you can tell from the momentum indicator, it does appear that it is most likely retail that is tentatively selling, because based on this, you can tell over the last several days, big money has been buying. So for instance, even yesterday, 5.52 million, and you can tell that based on the bid and the ask and the selling price, whether it was a buy or a sell. And so far within the market, being open 45 minutes, there's only been a handful of transactions, so nothing really significant to talk on in that regard. And even though it is selling off a little bit, because like I said, last minute jitters, it does appear that the options so far are telling a different story. So currently $669,000 in call premium, $324,000 in put premiums, and this is all buys. So it is very much optimistic. So a lot of people are assuming that maybe it might be going up. So like I said, options are telling a different story. Keep in mind, options do not dictate the stock price and where it moves. It's just a little bit more of a sentiment. So when it comes down to it though, there is no news, no SEC filing. So it is strictly just the last minute jitters going into the earnings. Because unfortunately, as I've said, I don't feel that it's going to be the best earnings, which unfortunately might prompt a little bit more of a tentative sell-off, but I do feel that a lot of people realize that this is going to be truly the last bad earnings for Lucid. And if there is any dip, then this is going to get bought up very, very fast. Just a lot of people are waiting for the conference call just to hear exactly what Lucid is going to say and what the true numbers are saying. But despite this, and obviously the last minute jitters, shorts are very much taking advantage of what is happening. So short score is currently 93, utilization is 100%, and as far as what shorts are doing, they are increasing 1.42 million shares, 22.71% of the free floats being shorted, and that works out to be a grand total of 145.6 million shares. Cost to borrow is going down a little bit, but still relatively high. So 22.32%, the max being 27%, give or take. So potentially, like I said, if they have some good piece of news that isn't known, then there might be a little bit more of a tentative squeeze, such as more specifically, if the PIF is interested in maybe increasing their stake or even potentially taking Lucid private. You never know what might actually come out. And over and above that though, some things to really watch for and listen as far as what they explain is happening is starting with the gravity. So of course the gravity is the next big catalyst for Lucid. I would have anticipated that they would have at least unveiled it prior to that and had the true event after the earnings, so that way they can actually talk on it during the earnings. But it does appear that unfortunately they didn't do so. But still, no matter what though, based on some of the questions that's being posed by retail, that is, I believe, the third question, so they will actually answer that. So would you consider launching the gravity with more price accessible trims first to attract more buyers considering the current economic conditions? So they'll be talking on the gravity regardless. And over and above that though, you really want to listen to them talk on, for instance, the AMP1 and AMP2 and how far along they are. And it does appear based on this tweet right here that the AMP2 is being done and worked on 24/7. So to see if they are, for instance, on track, ahead of time, or behind schedule. Because more specifically with the AMP2, they are set to, I believe, start to kind of produce and assemble vehicles in September. And in addition to that, the AMP1, the phase 2 being completed, we want to find out to see if it's still on schedule, because on the Q4 earnings, they gave a very detailed breakdown of everything that you need to know on what is happening in Q1, Q2, 3, and 4 of 2023. So they kind of did give a very good layout of all of that. But like I said, last minute jitters, in my opinion, nothing really to worry about. This might be a little bit more of a tentative gift if you want to consider it that way, or it might just offset a little bit more of a sell-off if for any reason the earnings are a little bit more worrisome. But again, you guys do your own due diligence at the end of the day. When it comes down to this, going back over here for a second, the question that is being posed by retail, or the questions, is very, very good. And versus a lot of the previous quarters, I've had some issues with them, kind of not really necessary, but a lot of these are very good. So hopefully in among itself, that might actually be a fairly positive thing to get some much needed answers. More specifically, as far as this 50,000 midsize SUV as well. So in general, options options activity are looking a little bit optimistic. Behind the scenes, big money is buying, a little bit more of a tentative sell-off, and like I said, just based on the momentum indicator, number of retail investors are just getting out. So maybe they know something that people don't. I'm not sure. Stochastic is currently at 49, but you do have a little bit more of a bullish sentiment behind the scenes, so black line above the red, but who knows exactly how the earnings will play out. Some points to really watch for going into, for instance, the rest of the day and post earnings is looking at the fib levels. So currently it is trading at $7.35. So it is currently between this S1 and the pivot. So $6.96 is a very big point to watch for. And for any reason, if it does break below that and start trading between the S2 and the S1, this is where I do feel that it would be a little bit more of a very fast bought dip. But again, just for argument's sake, $6.43 is another very big support level that you do need to watch for. And of course, I'm talking very negative on their earnings, but for any reason, let's say there is a positive surprise, then $7.82 is vice versa the next big resistance that potentially Lucid could easily get over. So again, let me know you guys' thoughts on all of this in the comments below. I've already done a video as far as earnings per share, revenue, and other things that you need to watch for. But other than that, plain and simple, if you just wanted to look at the true numbers, gravity, and how they are talking on, for instance, the construction, that is more of an important takeaway than anything. But keep in mind, leading into most likely the rest of the day, a lot of people are going to be talking on, for instance, the whole debt ceiling that is coming out tomorrow, that whole meeting, and then on Wednesday is CPI. So a little bit more of a potential negative back to back. So let me know you guys' thoughts on all of that in the comments below. Give yourself a shout out if you have been so far buying this dip, or what you are doing with, for instance, Lucid, and how you think the earnings are going to play out. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing I just wanted to share with you, take advantage of this promo with Moomoo, link in the description below and also the comments. Sign up for a free account and you get one free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000, so complete no-brainer. Take advantage of this promo while you can. And also on a side note, Moomoo does also offer $0 commission and free level 2 trading. So like I said, kind of a win-win in reality. Take advantage while you can. Link in the description below and also the comments. Without further ado, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.